one of your artists make your dream theme song, right? Let me ask you this. I think I kind of know where you're going to go from what you said, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Okay.
A producer that's going to produce it, and who's rapping, singing, who's on it?
That is such a tough question because there's two sides of who Lee Moriarty is and like what kind of music I listen to.
Hey, just say this cheat say a face and a heel side, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, a face and heel.
Yeah.
So like produce, definitely Pharrell.
Yeah.
And I think music-wise, Tyler the Creator, because I think he can both rap and sing. He's found his lane with his music. It's Al Green in the style, so I would say him. And then the other side would be Denzel Curry because like
fire
the trap metal sound.
Dude's a legend.
I'm
man.
a big fan of that. So
he's so underrated.
Like yeah,
so underrated.
I listened to his new project and I love that one.
Yeah, man. The great thing about guys like that is they're like, I notice when I talk to you and other guys that I know, is that soulful music that means something. One thing about a Tyler, one thing about a Denzel, one thing Isaiah Rashad, Larry June, they're gonna make something. They're gonna make something that means something.
Yeah,
it's not just gonna be, it's not just not gonna make any sense. You know what I mean? There's always gonna be a point to the music. I feel like with music nowadays, a lot of people are just making stuff. And I don't know if I'm just an old guy on the lawn at this point. I don't know if you agree with me.
I don't think so, because just yesterday I watched Tyler the Creator's recent interview that came out, I think Spring Hill, and he was talking about that same thing. A lot of musicians, and I've heard like Joe Budden and other artists say the same thing too. Music today has like gone the route of not as much musicians but content creators.
Yes, 100% correct.
So sometimes it feels that way, whereas people, not to say that they don't appreciate the art of music, but they don't necessarily understand it to the level what artists maybe back in the 2000s would have. There are definitely ones, like you were saying, the soulful ones, but sometimes that's just, it's a money-making thing.
Here's my philosophy, right?
Yeah.
In the 1960s and 70s, it was mainly black men, and we all had to know how to play an instrument, or somebody had to sing.
Right.
But somebody had to know how to do guitar, somebody had to know how to do piano, somebody had to know to do bass, and they were all world talented, and it was, of course, you know what I mean, not getting into the business side, they wasn't making a whole lot of money, a lot of them, but it was 8 people in a band, and everybody had to know how to do something. Hey, bro, you look like you could be a great bassist. I'm gonna play guitar. Who's the best singer out there? Everybody sing a note, and let's see who got the best note. Okay, you're the singer, and it was talent. I feel like with music, I feel like with LL Cool J, he said a very great point. He said music now, guys now are very smarter with how their brands are and how they put things together and how they do things. But back then, guys were more, I would say, musically talented in the sense of what they knew how to play and do. They could play 3-4 different instruments. Like Prince could play anything.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like that dynamic has changed. So let me ask you this. What in hip-hop for you? As in, you've mentioned Tyler, you've mentioned Denzel. What does it take for somebody to say? What does it take for you to say, okay, me as Lee, I'm a fan of this dude's music. What makes you give them a chance? It could be anybody, underground rapper or anything. What makes you give them a chance? What do you have to hear with your ear to like it?
For me, it's definitely a melody. Like, it has to have a pleasing melody. So I think people have a good ear for beat selection is important. So like Larry, Tyler, they have these things, but also something that those guys do, and all these artists, like you said, Isaiah Rashad, I'm a fan of, they paint a picture with words. Like, you can visualize the story they're trying to tell through their words, their melodies, their beats, their instrumentals, all these things. And that is something that draws me to an artist or a musician immediately. Is when I hear this, I see a vision of what you're trying to tell. Like, it's like I'm watching a movie while listening.